A flechette fleh-SHET is a pointed steel projectile, with a vane tail for stable flight. The name comes from French fleh-SHET, little arrow, or dart, and sometimes retains the acute accent in English, fleh-SHET. Small arms ammunition. Small arms makers are attracted by the exterior ballistic performance and armor-piercing potential of flechettes. A number of attempts have been made to field flechette-firing small arms. Work at Johns Hopkins University in the 1950s led to the development of the direct injection anti-personnel chemical biological agent, where flechettes were grooved, hollow-pointed, or otherwise milled to retain a quantity of chemical biological warfare agent to deliver through a ballistic wound. The initial work was with VX, which had to be thickened to deliver a reliable dose. Eventually this was replaced by a particulate carbamate. The U.S. biological program also had a microflechette to deliver either botulinum toxin A or saxitoxin, the M1 biodart, which resembled a 7.62 rifle cartridge. Several underwater firearms were experimented using flechettes. During the Vietnam War, the United States employed 12-gauge combat shotguns that were used with flechette loads that consisted of around 20 flechettes per shell. The USSR Russian Federation has the AO-27 rifle as well as APS amphibious rifle, and other countries have their own flechette rounds. A number of prototype flechette-firing weapons were developed as part of the long-running special-purpose individual weapon project. Some of these showed up as entries in the Advanced Combat Rifle project as well. A variation of the flechette addressing its difficulties is the SCMITR, developed as part of the Close Assault Weapon System, or CAWS, project. Selective fire shotguns were used to fire flechettes designed to retain the exterior ballistics and penetration of the standard flechette, but increase wounding capacity through a wider wound path. Bulk and artillery use. Smaller flechettes were used in special artillery shells called beehive rounds and intended for use against troops in the open. A ballistic shell packed with flechettes was fired and set off by a mechanical time fuse, scattering flechettes in an expanding cone. They were used in the Vietnam War by 105mm howitzer batteries and tanks to defend themselves against massed infantry attacks. There was also a flechette round for the M40 recoilless rifle, which was sometimes employed by American infantry. Heavier artillery, including 155mm howitzers, 8-inch howitzers, and 175mm guns, did not have a flechette round. The 70mm Hydra 70 rocket currently in service with the U.S. Armed Forces can be fitted with an anti-personnel warhead containing 96 flechettes. They are carried by attack helicopters such as the AH-64 Apache and the AH-1 Cobra. The Israel Defense Forces have been accused of using 105 and 120mm flechette shells during the occupation of southern Lebanon, and later in the 2009 and 2014 incursions into the Gaza Strip. The Israel Defense Forces had drawn criticism for their use of tank-fired flechettes in urban areas. In 2008, a flechette round from an Israeli tank fired at Reuters cameraman Fabel Shana killed him along with 2 adjacent civilians. During the latest Russia-Georgia war, both countries claimed that the other was using flechette shells against urban targets, resulting in civilian casualties. While those claims are still to be investigated, it is known that several civilians were injured by flechette-type ammunition. 2010s, during the ongoing invasion of Gaza during Israel's Operation Protective Edge, numerous human rights groups have documented the IDF's use of flechette munitions, and declared this use to be against international humanitarian law, due to the imprecise nature of flechettes. According to the Palestinian Center for Human Rights, IDF tanks fired 6 anti-personnel munitions at the village of Qusra on July 17, resulting in the injury of 1 Palestinian woman. See also, Kinetic Energy Penetrator, References. External links, How Flechettes Work. The Guardian newspaper. Pictures of air-dropped flechette, from WWI through the 1970s.